Do you remember Julian the Comet Vance? Of course you do. He played tennis like a rock star. Long hair, short shorts, and a forehand that was pure lightning. Every match he electrified the crowd. Commentators ran out of words, reduced to gasps and cheers. Think back to that French Open final. Julian, covered in red clay, sliding like a warrior, chasing impossible shots. The crowd chanted his name. It was more than a match. It was a festival. When he lifted the trophy, his smile lit up Paris. Then came the US Open, New York, the loudest stage in tennis. Julian thrived on the noise, the pressure, the party atmosphere. He argued with umpires, pumped his fist, and served aces at 140 miles per hour. He was pure entertainment, a global superstar. But he was more than a champion. He was the people's favorite. Kids wanted to be him, adults wanted to have a beer with him. He signed every autograph, cracked jokes, and made tennis feel cool. For a few glorious years, Julian the Comet Vance put on the greatest show on earth. We all thought it would last forever. But legends, like comets, burn brightest before they disappear. His story was unforgettable, his presence magnetic. He made tennis feel alive, and for a while he was unstoppable. The world watched, amazed, and then everything changed. Julian didn't just appear out of nowhere. He was a small-town kid with a big dream, hitting tennis balls against his garage door for hours. By his teens, he was a local legend, winning junior tournaments across the country. While others partied, Julian was flying to his next match, laser-focused. Coaches saw his raw talent and, more importantly, his heart. He never backed down, even as an underdog. His rise was meteoric. One year a newcomer, the next beating top 10 players. The tennis world buzzed. Who is this kid? He brought energy, aggression, and excitement to every match. His breakthrough came with a Grand Slam semifinal. He didn't win, but he proved he belonged. From prodigy to contender, the pressure grew, but so did his confidence. He trained harder, pushed further, and prepared for greatness. No longer just the kid from a small town, he was on the path to becoming a champion. Every victory made his star shine brighter. He was changing the game, the world was watching, and Julian was ready. The comet was rising. Winning the French and US Opens changed everything. Julian became a global brand. Billboards, magazine covers, commercials. Fame hit like a tidal wave. His life was a public spectacle. Every move was news, every loss a disappointment. The pressure was relentless. Millions expected him to win, every time. His life blurred into airports, hotels, and press conferences. Friendships faded, privacy vanished. Surrounded by people, he often felt alone. It was a golden cage. Amazing view, but still a cage. He smiled for the cameras, but the toll was visible. The fire in his eyes dimmed. The cost of greatness was heavy. At his peak, he wondered, is this the life I want? The world saw a champion. But inside, Julian was searching for something more. And then, just like that, he was gone. After a tough Wimbledon loss, Julian stunned everyone. I'm done! No farewell tour, no long speech, just a sudden retirement. The tennis world was shocked. Why leave at the top? Theories swirled. Injury, burnout, secret drama. But Julian said nothing. He vanished from public life. Social media silent, website gone. It was like he'd been erased. For years he was everywhere. Now, he was a ghost. Fans searched for news but found only mystery. Where was Julian Vance? The silence fueled the legend. He became a myth, a shooting star who vanished at his brightest. New tennis stars emerged, but none were Julian. Fans watched old clips remembering the magic. His sudden exit made his career feel even more special. He left everyone wondering, where did he go? The mystery became part of his legacy. He was unforgettable, even in absence. The comet had disappeared, and the world kept asking why. 5 years later, a tourist in New Mexico posted a photo, a bearded man in tie-dye selling pottery. The internet exploded. Julian Vance had been found. The transformation was stunning. The intense athlete now calm, peaceful, and content. He'd traded his racket for a potter's wheel, fame for quiet desert life. Julian built his own home, grew vegetables, and made art. No TV, barely any internet. He disconnected completely. He was no longer the comet, just Julian, the potter. News stories marveled, how could someone walk away from so much? But in every photo, he looked genuinely happy. He'd escaped the golden cage and found freedom. He chose peace over pressure, creation over competition. It was the most unexpected second act in sports. Fans were amazed, but they understood. He'd found a new kind of success, and he seemed truly at home. Fans' reactions were priceless. Memes, jokes, and admiration. The guy with the most powerful forehand now makes mugs, I need one. But beneath the humor was real inspiration. Julian's transformation wasn't a failure, it was a different kind of win. He taught us it's okay to walk away, to redefine success. He became an icon for mindfulness and simple living. His story proved, legends don't fade, they evolve. Retirement wasn't an ending, but a new beginning. He explored new passions, built a life of peace and creativity. That takes a different kind of strength. Julian left two legacies, a champion on the court and a man who found happiness on his own terms. He inspires us not just for his trophies, but for the life he chose after the crowds went home. The greatest victory isn't always public, it's the one you find within. Julian Vance reminds us, life is long, and it's never too late to change. He blazed across the sky, then found peace on the ground. His story is unforgettable, and that's a lesson worth more than any Grand Slam. The legend of the Comet lives on.